I'm very pleased to welcome our first speaker to speak various bills, the Speaker of the General Assembly, Vincent Prieto. Mr. Speaker, welcome. This is the first time since I've been chairman the Speaker's ever taken time to come and speak to us. So thank you, sir, and welcome. And we will waive the normal 3-minute time speaking period for your visit. Thank you.
Well, Chairman, thank you so much, and good afternoon to all the members. And I appreciate that. And as you probably know me by now, I will not abuse that, as I will try and be very, very brief. And I wanted to thank you for posting some bills today that deal with a lot of anti-poverty. And for this session, that's one of the highlights, that we're trying to see what we can do to combat anti-poverty in the state of New Jersey, given that it's not acceptable that in the state of New Jersey we have over 2.8 million residents and 800,000 children that are living in poverty, and that's 40% greater than the Great Recession of 2008. So I think that it's very, very difficult times, and the outlook looks bleak if we don't do anything. And that's why through committees like this and other committees that we have actually passed some legislation to try and help, because we have to build our middle class, and the status quo is not acceptable. So I thank you so much for your leadership in putting some of these bills up. And as you said, times are difficult, and anything that comes through this committee, hopefully we will have the funds to be able to do it. As you know, it's all about priorities. So we're going to try and do our best. If you'll indulge me, I just will take very briefly on a few bills, and I just wanted to thank all the members for considering some of these bills that are very important and near and dear to a lot of our constituents in every district in the state of New Jersey. So it's not isolated to any one particular. We represent very diverse communities. And just highlighting some of the things that you're going to be seeing today for Work First New Jersey, that's something that we have not increased for 29 years. And for the first time, it will help these working families to be able to get an increase on those assistance. Also, the earned income tax credit, that's something that's so important for working families. Even President Reagan said it was sweeping victory for fairness. So I think that that's something important to our working poor. So it's important for us to be able to raise that. We will also see here increase allowance for people living in nursing homes and in psych hospitals, and that is something that will be very helpful to them. We will also increase vouchers for 1,000 families in the state of New Jersey to be able to give them for rental. Housing in the state of New Jersey is so expensive, as you all know. It's one of the toughest things. And for us to get them into housing that they can afford is the best thing than us to give them additional assistances. So living in homes, it creates better families, stronger families, and it creates an environment for children to be able to grow, thrive, and learn. So it's very important that we have housing for them. We need to make sure that all the things that are coming through this committee are important to the people that need it the most. So these were some of the highlights, and like I said, if we can make people, their lives better, and give them not a handout, a lending hand, and that will get them out. And I tell each and every one of you, I know what it is to be there. As growing up, we had assistance, so I know how that can really help you pull yourself up and get to somewhere, and that's why we invest so much in education to help all the children of the state of New Jersey. So again, I don't want to take too much of your time. I want to, let this committee do what it does best. And again, thank you from the bottom of my heart to each and every one of you for these bills that are that important to the working class and the middle class of New Jersey that has eroded over the last few years. So thank you so much, Chairman.
Thank you very much, Chairman, for posting this bill. As the Speaker mentioned earlier, poverty is a very important issue in the state, and I think that this is something that we do need to move forward and move forward on quickly. It is absolutely unacceptable that there are people in the state, as we speak right now, that are going hungry. So it is imperative that we move this bill quickly. Thank you.
I applaud the Speaker for putting together this package of bills. We can't be short-sighted in terms of the long-term efforts and the long-term gains on all of this. that to provide people additional funding for food will then create nutrients and they'll be healthier. To provide people support for heating will provide the opportunity then for them to live in a manner in which they can then possibly go to work and be able to provide for themselves. To be able to provide students food, in the morning allows them to get the fuel in the morning that they need to be able to fuel their bodies so that they can be educated. All of these things, yes, it is an expenditure in some cases. However, we can't be short-sighted that the long-term gains will really outweigh the short-term investment. And I vote in the affirmative. Thank you, Chairman.